welcome to another episode of Dark Skies podcast coming to you live from Los Angeles, California, from the Bay to LA. Oh yeah, tonight we're talking human cloning. Are some of our stars being replaced and cloned? Or cloned and replaced? Whichever order you want to choose. Interesting. Well, we're going to take a look at some people who look a little bit different. Alright, I'm going to give you a chance to get adjusted. Light them if you got them. We'll be back in just a few seconds to start this show. Yeah, how y'all doing today? How y'all doing? It's a full day, full weekend, Saturday night going into Sunday morning, late night hours. Thanks for joining us, y'all. You're listening to Dark Skies podcast. In case you didn't know, yeah, we're here to save you from the late night, boring, mundane, late night talk dribble. Yeah. Well, we full of energy tonight. Got my coffee, got my green. I'm ready to start the show. And hopefully everybody's relaxed. So what's going on? I know my people in Virginia, yes, hopefully y'all are doing well after the effects of this hurricane, this storm. I know y'all waiting for y'all lights to be turned back on, taking time to, assess the damage. So anybody in Virginia, feel free to check in with us. Let us know how y'all doing. What's the situation there? Okay. Well, today we're talking human cloning. And man, are some celebrities that we see every day on TV, are they being somehow cloned and replaced? Is it possible? I'm not sure. But I'll tell you one thing, something strange is going on. But anyway, let's get the introductions out the way so we can start this show. I'm your host, LC Graves. We got Mikey Mikes over there. We got Jim in the building. What's up, man? You wide awake tonight, ain't you? Jennifer on the ones and twos. Hey, Becky here too? Which one of y'all? Okay, Jennifer. Okay, I just asked. All right, we got the whole squad here. It's a beautiful day. And it's a beautiful day to talk about human cloning. And is it really happening? I don't know. We've been covering some strange stories on how some of our favorite stars look so much different. And you got people like Nicki Minaj, Kanye West, Martin Lawrence, Gucci Mane. These are just a few people to name, just to give you an idea of, hey, there's something going on. But it's not just them, though. It's plenty others. And it seems to be centered around, Hollywood and, actors, comedians, rappers, singers. You name it. They're all being affected somehow. And it's weird because we want to know what's going on, right? But we don't even know where to start. Because how can you walk up and tell somebody, man, you look a little bit different? Well, I know that if somebody told me that, I'd be like, well, prove it. And in these cases, there's actual proof. And this is what makes it so crazy. This makes this case so, like, mind-boggling. You can look at an old picture and say, okay, I remember he looked just like that. Then you look at a current picture like, wait a minute, I'm a completely different person. And I mean this with almost all of them. You can see, I mean, it's like they're being cloned, but not perfectly. Not perfectly cloned, right? I mean, it's strange. I mean, you'll see physical differences in skin pigmentation, differences in body structure, muscle tone, even in some cases, attitude and personality could be different. I mean, now the person that we are really focusing in on is Dave Chappelle. Now, the story been going around, and you can catch it all over the place. But it's been alarming and really jaw-dropping and earth-shattering when you only begin to realize what's going on. Now, Dave Chappelle, we've been following his story because his story is probably a little sadder because, I mean, a lot of us draw a connection to Dave. I mean, from his movies, his show, his stand-up, just his personality, right? It's just something that most people can gravitate towards, you know. It's a very funny man, but at the same time, he's brilliant by the way he looks at things. I mean, Charlie Murphy, rest in peace. He used to say that Eddie Murphy had a way of looking at things. Like he can look at a situation and he can tell you what the scam is. He can tell you what's going down in the background. And, that's a talent, just to be able to look at something and say, you know what, this dude's just trying to get paid. Or this, she's just trying to get me to do something. Or, I don't know. It's just, if you spend enough time with Dave, the old Dave, I mean, you'll know exactly what I mean. Like he point little things at, like, look at the shoe. Like, he tied the shoestring because it's a hole right there. And, it's just little small things, And those things are gone. You don't hear nothing like that about Dave. Matter of fact, if you see Dave now, you're just, wow, it's look completely different. And I know what you're saying. What do you mean, LC, by completely different? That's Dave Chappelle. You look at him, that's Dave. Well, I don't know. We had the pictures that we're using on our thumbnail, right? Y'all should be able to see it. And you can see that Dave in the past was a lot more skinnier. And I remember the skinny Dave. When he used to get up on stage. And that's what made him so funny, because it ain't that he looked like a smoker, but he just looked skinny and harmless. So, when you see him going into his convulsions or his movements, or he's trying to tell you a story and, he tenses his body up, and, man, it's just, it just makes whatever he's saying even more funny. And, Dave is just, a genius, because the whole thing about him was what he was saying was funny, and the way he looked when he was saying it made it funny, or made it funnier. Now, I know what y'all saying, why you keep talking and keep saying was, or, because, and the reason I say that, because Dave just don't seem like he used to sing. I know that don't really make a lot of sense, but it just, I don't know, his personality seems different. But not just his personality. I mean, the man's skin tone is different. I mean, for real, Dave used to be pretty much my color. And now, I don't know, he's a lot lighter. Kind of like, this situation with Rocky Maivia. And now he's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And now he looks completely different, right? He's light. And back before he was, dark. So it seems like with this cloning thing, they make you lighter than what you were, especially if you're a black man. But what does it mean? I mean, when you look at the picture of Dave Chappelle, right? And then you look at this new picture and you see Dave, the more muscular Dave. Then you ask, well, maybe he started lifting weights. But then when you look at the shoulders, the chest, the forearms, the biceps, all of it. I mean, I don't think Dave could have changed that much, especially not overnight. I mean, this new Dave just showed up. So it's like, it makes you wonder, what happened, to the Dave in the first picture? Is he still around? Is he somewhere on the beach, or is he still with us? Well, this story just keeps getting stranger and stranger and stranger, especially because we're getting information from all sides, and words is things are coming in from the family members, and they have some crazy ideas about what's going on with Dave. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back, and we're talking celebrity cloning, human cloning, Dave Chappelle, not just him, a whole bunch of them. But we're focusing on Dave because, man, the picture speaks for itself. But if it don't speak to you, I'm going to speak to you about it right when we get back. You're listening to Dark Skies Podcast, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. Man, I'm telling y'all, this is crazy. I hope y'all listen in Europe. Yes, indeed. This is wild.
Metro on that beat. Like pull that, they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. My mama told me, boy, make a decision. Right now I gotta keep a ton of vision. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. Look cold that, they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. My mama told me, boy, make a decision. Right now I gotta keep a ton of vision. They sending all my homies on a mission, and I ain't tryna miss out on these millions. I jumped up out the red, call that Valerie. I get in the girl I want, She want me to say today, but I ain't got a cake. She wanna see me every day, she wanna be my baby. That money make me come and make me fornicate. On this shit, I need some toilet paper. Follow my player rules and we gon' be okay. On the real, I need a bitch who gon' cooperate. Like pull that, they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. My mama told me, boy, make a decision. Right now I gotta keep a ton of vision. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. Look cold that, they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I wanna be that fucking nigga. Everything be good until you doing better than them. They wanna see a nigga shot and see me in the system. All you niggas out here poison like snake venom. Codeine in my liver, rockin' Balenciaga denim. I'm booted even when I'm sober, I don't need a jiggle. They sending all my niggas on a fucking joint. I told that baby to come over cause I'm fucking horny. My mama told me, kid, these niggas, son, keep it going. I'm thug to the bone, but I'm still her baby boy. Look who that boy, they hate to see you in a foreign. They miss when you was in that Yoda kicking doors. Look who that they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. My mama told me, boy, make a decision. Right now I gotta keep a ton of vision. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. Look who that they don't like to see you winning. They wanna see you in a penitentiary. I need me a little baby who gon' listen. Girl, I don't wanna be the one you ignorant. My mama told me, boy, make a decision. Right now I gotta keep a ton of vision. They sending all my homies on a mission. And I ain't tryna miss out on these millions.
You're listening to Dark Skies Podcast coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. Man, is Dave Chappelle a clone? And if he is, what they do with the real Dave Chappelle? What about Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, Gucci Man? I don't know. Meek Mill? It's a lot of strange things going on. And it's not just Hollywood. This is all over America, all over the world. This is some really strange happenings. And I tell you one thing, it's like you're looking at the same person, but two different versions of them. Now, we focusing in on Dave Chappelle because, man, look at him. It's obvious, man. It's like a dimensional Dave, right? The first Dave is from one dimension and the second Dave is from another totally different dimension. And people are so dumb, they looking at him like, oh, yeah, Jesse changed a little. He gets older, you change. Nah, you don't change that much. You don't change like that much. But even if you do, I mean, wow. Incredible, right? It's like, man, like, I don't know, like he started eating more, started lifting weights or something. I don't know. You know, I'm trying to make sense of it because it has to make sense, right? People don't change like that overnight. You know, you don't go from a skinny guy, you know, who could play Pookie to a guy who could, you know, probably be one of the Avengers. You know, could he have played Sam? You know, he could have played Falcon Knight. But anyway, let's look into this story because the story been circulating all over the internet about Dave's family and their concerns about Dave. Now, what kind of concerns could they have? You know, him spending his money, him disappearing to Africa, maybe him not doing, you know, so well in his career. No. Dave Chappelle's family claimed that the star was killed and cloned. By who? The Illuminati. Now, this story that I'm reading is 7 months old, right? So this is something that's been circulating, you know, for over half a year. And even before that, you know, this wasn't the first story about this, but this is just to give you like a ballpark understanding of, you know, exactly, you know, what is transpiring here right before our eyes. You know, it didn't just happen like overnight. You know, Black Dave to Brown Dave. You know, did that happen overnight? Or, you know, has it been all this time people have been saying, you know, something's not right and nobody pays attention? You know, Dark Skies Podcast picked this story up. It's like a cold case. You know, where's Dave? But everybody looking at the new Dave and be like, well, Dave's right here. And I'm like, no, but where's this Dave? You know, the Dave in the left picture. You know, are we gonna ever see that Dave again? You know, Stephen A. Smith of ESPN. Do he look a little different? I'm telling y'all, man, something is wrong, and nobody's saying anything. You know, this story says Dave was killed. Killed, Killed, and I hate to spell it out, but this is what the story is saying. Dave Chappelle was killed and cloned by the Illuminati. Now, that's like a bold statement. I'm not saying it. I'm just reading. I'm reading from the line. I'm not telling you what I think. I told you what I think. I think that the motherfucker look different. I'm telling you that when I look at Dave Chappelle now, like especially the picture that we're using on the thumbnail, the motherfucker with the cigarette in his mouth don't look like and don't seem like he is the guy on the left, right? It just seems different to me, but that's just me. Now, this is what the story is saying. So obviously I'm not the only person to feel like Dave seems different. It says Dave Chappelle. I'm sorry, I'm getting upset. I'm getting angry. Because if you look at this picture, you can't look at this picture with me and tell me, I look like the same person. He's him, and he's him. You can't look at this picture and tell me that this dark-skinned guy can turn into this light-skinned, stronger guy in less than a year or what? How many? We're talking overnight. Because this new Dave has pretty much been representing the Dave Chappelle identity, for, I guess the last 7-8 months or whatever. I'm not sure exactly how long. All I know is that he's here now. But anyway, let's look at what the story is saying, because Dave Chappelle family is concerned. So according to his cousin, who claims that the comedian's physical appearance has changed after his return from exile in Africa and his appearance on Oprah Winfrey Show. So basically, he goes on Oprah Winfrey Show, right? After his exile from, they say, exile in Africa. He wasn't exiled, right? They gave him money and tried to get him to do, they signed for his show. And I don't know, he kind of got shook or whatever, saw too much, felt uncomfortable. And, he left, went to Africa. Wasn't exiled. He took off. Kind of like what Wesley Snipes did. I don't know. I take that back. Wesley Snipes didn't want to pay his taxes. Different story, different day. Anyway, Chappelle's cousin also claims that the new Dave does not recognize her. Now, that's a problem, right? We cousins we cousins. You don't recognize me. I don't recognize you. So basically, his cousin is saying that she don't recognize him as the real Dave, and I don't recognize that Dave either. So, I agree with her cousin or his cousin. But anyway, what am I agreeing with his cousin about? Well, it says that Dave doesn't recognize her, and she doesn't recognize Dave. According to her, his physical appearance has changed. I agree with her. If I look at the picture up at top that we're using for the thumbnail, I would definitely say that his physical appearance has definitely either been altered, been changed, or it's just a completely different person, who's playing Dave. They say clones, but man, I thought clones are supposed to resemble the person that's being cloned and not look so much like a different person, at least to me. I guess other people see this person and say, there's Dave. But anyway, despite the fact that she was extremely close to Dave before the strange events that surrounding his escape to Africa, and there's that exile, escape. These are words that they're using, not me. And doomed returned to America, and the what's that? let's see, they say the doomed return to America, and it's the return to the entertainment industry. I don't understand that. You know, the story is saying his doomed return. So basically, when he returned to America, that's when he was doomed. So he wasn't one of them, and he refused to do their bidding. Oh, so they're speaking in the words of Dave's cousin. So her words was he wasn't one of them. So Dave wasn't actually one of them. So whoever them is, the Illuminati, I guess she's speaking of. And he refused to do their bidding. So I guess she mean that as in his exile and his escape to Africa. And basically Dave's cousin said that he got too big and they took him out. And the new Dave is not the old Dave Chappelle. He looks nothing like him. He doesn't recognize his own family. And he's a totally different person on stage. All of us real fans can see this. Well, I actually haven't seen this really strong Chappelle. I guess that's what I can call him, the strong Chappelle. I've never seen the strong Chappelle actually do any actual stand-up. So I'm not really sure if he's funny. We're just looking at him. I mean, look at the Dark Dave and look at the Strong Dave and just tell me which one. I mean, Dark Dave just looked funny just standing there. And I remember that DVD that I bought, the Block Party, that promotion that he's standing in front of. I remember that. So basically, we have a family member, Dave's cousin, who claims that Dave is different. I wonder, you know, because this is a family member. Now, you got me, but I'm not a family member. You know, I'm just a guy that kind of enjoys Dave's movies, you know, Halfback, you know. I enjoy, you know, his stand-ups. I enjoy, you know, the Dave Chappelle show. So I can feel, I don't feel like I know him personally, but I do know what I enjoyed about him. And those things I don't see like in the Buff Dave, right? So basically, one of the most famous people, you know, that was born, you know, is another one of these clone victims. You know, you get these famous people, you know, the Nicki Minaj's, the Kanye West's, the Jay-Z's. I mean, all of them. You can go down the list. You know, Martin Lawrence, Cat Williams. You know, something's going on. All these people banging Illuminati, right? You know, the Illuminati prefer to put their own, you know, stooges into the positions of power. So these people are supposed to be the stooges to represent whichever branch of the Illuminati. Now, I don't really get so deep into the Illuminati because, to be honest with you, I know they exist, but to be honest with you, I really don't give a damn. You know, nothing they doing really, to me, matters. None of this matters if people are not open-eyed and are willing to accept, you know, facts. Now, the fact that I'm looking at is that you can't tell me that this first picture of Chappelle is the exact same person as the second picture. Are we looking at two different dimensions? Are we looking at some type of mind control? Are we looking at cloning? Are we looking at, you know, some type of crime? Maybe this man has been replaced. But I do know you have to have enough intelligence to look at one picture and say, I don't believe that this man is this man. I mean, if this, it shouldn't even show, even if he showed up in court or showed up to claim a lottery ticket, you know, winnings, and this first Dave is the one who won, and this second Dave showed up to, you know, to claim the prize, they're gonna be like, well, you're not Dave. We need the real Dave to come in. Or maybe they will just give it to this buff Dave. But then what if the second Dave show up like, where's my money? Then well, I gave it to your lookalike. But this guy looks like Dave, but it looks like Dave's stunt double. Like if Dave was doing a movie and we're going to need you to run through some fire. We're going to need you to duck some bullets. We need you to dodge a knife, Then you bring in Buff Dave. And Buff Dave, the stunt double. And you take all the chances. You jump from the burning building, grab hold to the fire escape on the next building. And if he miss, he hit the ground. Dave doing that. No. It's Buff Dave to do that, right? That's what Buff Dave looked like to me. He looked like some type of stunt double. It's crazy. So they say they get these people and they blackmail them. They get them to sell out, sacrifice their loved ones, and for stardom, right? The chance to be famous, a pop star, a legend, or a rap star, a movie star, a comedian. They like people desperate for fame. Is that what they say in the story? This is the cousin saying, talking, and they talk like like they have some type of knowledge on this. They say they would sign a contract in blood. And some people are desperate enough, right, to sign a contract with their own blood, selling their souls. They're selling their souls to who? I mean, you ain't the devil. You can say you are. You can say you represent the devil. Say you down with the devil. But come on, man. For real. That's why I think these people are so misunderstood and so lost. And then, you get replaced and now your stunt double is you. Right? So it's crazy. This guy looks like Chappelle, right? But to me, he looks like, Chappelle when the director say cut. Come on up, and have a drink, Chappelle. And bring in the stunt double. Let him go ahead and fight this dude. It's time for you to get your ass kicked, Dave. Cut. Bring in the stunt double. Let him get his ass kicked. I'm just telling y'all, man, it just looks weird if you look at it. It just don't look real. But I don't know. You believe what you want to believe. I'm just looking at the picture and saying that, wow. And I'm glad I'm not the only person to see it. He got family members saying, hey, something's not right. Hey, it's time for us to wake up.
I'm tired of doing it the same way, gotta flip it before I ruin it. Make it all make sense before you put your toe in it. Opinions get thrown out the window with rhyme brow, so turn me up loud so the world can hear. And when your favorite rapper rapping, you should cover your ears and go death. Go death, I said, go death to stay dead. A shot to the forehead to kill him. But I ain't here for no ignorance. I'm militant as Martin Luther King in a penalty. Aiming for my dream till a bullet bounce off one of my deep thoughts and hit a nigga in the spleen. I got it in my jeans. You probably think I'm talking about a pistol, but I'm talking about the blood of a warrior. My nigga, what you worry for? I ain't trying to jack your swag. I'm trying to better my craft and stay relevant. Yeah, as time flies, oh that I'm sorry. Far from the boring, my God. Tell you why it's important. I'm not the boring, my God. If I think and act like you do, the world will die from not seeing something new. And if I don't speak on how I feel, the world will lose out on what's really real. And if I should die before I wake, I pray my music could take my place. The world. The relevant. I'd rather you call me that than the typical hardest you call whack on a YouTube blog holding 8 R's and stacks of ones, but never can be the one to rally communities or lead a crowd of blacks. Passion is too strong. I'm pissed off, so it's the chance you get pissed on. Or Kelly was in the wrong, but that'll make you an exempt. That'll make you a no-go from hitting the fence. You ain't a blood, a damn show. You ain't a crip. The crowd yell, but I ain't a pimp. I'm me. I'm free. It's a 5-finger discount. See you on the flip side right after I dismount. If I If I feel like I ain't pushing myself, I find a cliff, then push myself off the edge. Like a barber at the tip of your head, that's how I settle it. Life or death if I ain't relevant. Nigga. As time flies, hope that I'm sorry. Far from the boring, my God. Tell you why. Life's important. I'm not the boring, my God. If I think and act like you do, the world will die from not seeing something new. And if I don't speak on how I feel, the world will lose out on what's really real. And if I should die before I wake, I pray my music could take my place. The world, the relevant. So feel free to not mind me if you're used to boosters, drug dealers, and shooters on wax. Cause most of y'all niggas fabricate facts anyway. I could easily cheat and let the 4-4 play like a 2-on-2 orgy. But I've been there and it bores me. Got to the point where it did nothing for me. At 40, I wanna afford not to record bullshit in my story. And I'm mad young, so I'd rather do it now before my career's done. This is pain plus glory. Victory is here. If I cried, you can see strength and pride in my tears. I do it for the kids. I do it for the 23-hour lockdowns doing time in the pen, and my pen is the only thing I got for hip-hop to change the game. If they'll remember my name as the relevant. Woo! As time flies.
Oh, man. Woo, you listening to Dark Skies Podcast coming to you live from Los Angeles, in case you didn't know. And tonight we're asking, man, what the fuck is going on? What's going on? What happened to Dave Chappelle? Did he really change? Is this story that his cousin putting out there? Is this stuff that LC talking about? Is it relevant? Is it real? Is it shining a light on anything? Is it sparking any type of feeling or emotion? What about Kanye West? Seeing him in there talking with Trump. How did that make you feel? You know? Did that remind you of Kanye? Or is that Illuminati Kanye? Is that Kanye's replacement in there in the position that he was placed? You know? Ain't that what the cousin was saying, right? That, you know, they love to position you. You know, in areas and places where, you know, where you can be powerful, you can have influence over people, you know, politicians, celebrities, comedians, maybe even athletes. Who knows? I bet, you know, it's endless, you know, I bet it's endless. Because, you know, you get all kinds of researchers researching human cloning, right? Want to talk about these stars because, you know, these pictures, you can go on YouTube too. All these people are talking about it. They're talking about, you know, how these stars used to look and how they look now. You can look at the old performers, old pictures, old stand-up pictures, old family pictures and say, okay, yeah, that's, you know, how you look. And then you look at it now and say, wait a minute, something not right. You know, how did Chris Tucker go from Smokey to Smokey the Bear? And yes, Smokey the Bear. You know, I know Mandela effect, right? Get y'all Smokey Bear. Yeah, I guess everything's so screwed up. We're talking dimensional changes. Is it that's what's causing Dave Chappelle to be buff now? You know, are we in the new dimension where Dave Chappelle was always buff? I don't believe that. You know, especially now with his family members saying, you know, hey, something ain't right. You know? So, let's see what the report was saying. I say at least initially, most people didn't notice these things. And as time went by, you can tell that, you know, physical appearances was no longer unique to old body frame. Plus, you had to understand, my man, he got famous, you know, doing stand-up when he eventually did the show and did a few movies here and there. But, you know, Dave was pretty much, you know, his linchpin was pretty much stand-up. So, independent writer, actor, performer. So he had free reign on all the stuff that he did, especially his show. So what you saw in those first 2 seasons was, brand new, something that you ain't never seen before, from skits, from, the monsters, or to his stories about Rick James. I'm Rick James, bitch. I mean, just, I don't know, first 2 seasons was classic. I don't know, I think I had them on DVD. I used to watch them. I remember seeing a lot of them over and over and over again. But yeah, Dave is just sick. Well, that's what you would say. I don't know about this Dave, he's healthy. That's probably what you would say if you look at him now. But you can tell that, in his shows there was no Illuminati agenda. I mean, he was just funny. He was just making fun of black people, making fun of our relationships, racial inadequates, racial things that make you feel uncomfortable but make you laugh. So that's, pretty much what Dave was. It was like in living color, all wrapped up into one body. The guy's awesome. But anyway, what his cousin was saying that after he got a call to go up to the big office, I guess the executive office, to meet with the big people to talk about his show, and basically they offered him, a lot of money, and wanted them to remove some material out of his shows. They didn't like, how black people was being displayed or being portrayed in the Dave Chappelle show, so they wanted him to, change how, how he was doing the show. And of course, writer, actor, comedian, free reign. Nah, you can't tell me what to do. I'm not going to go for that. And that's when the money comes out and people was like, I don't know. Yeah. So, and there's a lot of agendas, right? Illuminati, Obama. You don't want black people being made fun of, by this weird Chappelle dude, while we're trying to groom America to take black people seriously so we can run Obama up in there, try to get him up in the presidency. So, Dave Chappelle's show didn't really, fit in with, what they were trying to do with Obama. So that's 2 different agendas, right? Dave's agenda, I just want to make his show. And the big boss's agenda, we're trying to, groom America for, the coming of this black messiah or whoever the hell. I'm just joking. But anyway, Obama, the so-called savior, right? Everybody, but America had to be prepared, right? For something new, right? Something different. Because Obama was definitely something new and something different. He was a black man instead of your usual, white man winning the presidency. But how is that possible? Now, you would have asked me, throughout my lifetime, I would have never thought that I would have lived to see the day, especially a black man that nobody had never heard of. So yeah, all these things seems to have red flags for somebody like me who's a researcher. And, then you had the birthers. Oh, where is he? But I'm not really doing a show on Obama. I'm just saying that I'm just reading from this information from what this story is talking about. So basically they saying it, that America was being groomed for Obama's, presidency, and they wanted blacks to be taken seriously. So, Dave refused to compromise in his creative license and artistic vision, so they offered him $50 million, right? That's where the money came in, to change the show to what they wanted it to be and, Dave agreed. No, they said Dave refused. Because Strong Dave must have agreed. I don't know. But anyway, they said, this is what the story said. Dave refused, and he left the meeting badly shaken, and sounds like he had to run. Or he had, from the Illuminati and was feeling threatened. And, these are some very powerful people right there, the Illuminati. Could reach you from anywhere, touch you on the shoulder, say sign. So anyway, they say that's the reason he fled to Africa. That's where you get the word escape, right? So the media portrayed the same way they did whenever a controlled celebrity began to break down due to Illuminati pressure. So they said that he or she is having a psychiatric breakdown, right? Like, this motherfucker done lost his mind. He's in the street with a gun, right? He's Delonte West on a motorcycle. I'm just saying. It's a mental breakdown, right? He's Kanye West at the concert talking to the crowd instead of rapping, right? I'm just talking, y'all. I'm just talking. So they said Dave was overwhelmed by his fame and couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle the pressure. Couldn't handle the money. Said he was somewhere smoking crack, smoking up all that money they gave him. I remember those stories. Anyway, they said Dave had nothing of the sort. He loved the limelight, and his experience and brush with something very powerful and sinister would scare him out of his wits. So he was careful not to name names and to get specific about it during interviews, and he read between the lines and combined that with a cousin's testimony. You get a picture that could be no clearer than the sky without chemtrails. There's something going on. His cousin feel kind of like I feel. Like, all that information that was coming out, it was fake news, right? That's why we don't fuck with the media right now. That's why when everybody want to get news information, either they kind of dark skies or one of our affiliates friends, and they don't even trip on the fake ass news because, hey, this is what they do. They portray you incorrectly. They have an agenda. Matter of fact, I can do a whole show on the media's agenda and shit, their connection to the Illuminati. The motherfuckers be pushing their agenda 1,000 times worse than you can ever imagine. So you sitting there watching TV, you watching these shows, and then boom, the media come in with their information on stuff, and you think it's fact, or you take it to heart because it's right there, it's being presented to you. But sometimes you got to wonder about, who's the presenter and what their motive is and why they presenting it to you, and are they even presenting it accurately? Information comes on so many different levels that the actual media is not even needed anymore. We get information from each other. So, man, that is so sick, though. I hated the way they portrayed it, Dave, back during those times. But anyway, they said he needed to get away, so he went to Africa without telling his wife, which is funny. You would think that he would at least told his wife. So that's what I mean. This stuff like this make you think, make my flags go up. Red flag, blue flag, white flag, I don't care. It just makes me say something's not right. Okay, you're going to take off to Africa without telling your wife. It does sound like somebody I know, but it's just crazy, man. You can't really put your brain in that person's brain and try to realize what they were thinking or use your logic to apply to their actions. Don't make sense. Anyway, he told his brother and his cousin, and he called his wife once he got there. So he did contact his wife, but he left without telling her, but called her when he got there. So he didn't give any specific locations. Sound like someone trying to evade an assassination. That is so weird to me. I just don't know. I mean, but this is what the story said. He was killed, right? And replaced. killed, cloned, and replaced. So, I don't know. I'm just reading from the story, people. Reading from the story. So don't say LC said this. Well, LC did say this, but I said it in... You know what I mean. Don't be an idiot. I'm reading from a story, and I reading from a story that I agree with, too. It's almost like a testimony. So in the end, his love for the limelight would be his downfall. So what his cousin was saying was true. He should have stayed in Africa and maybe never come back. Wherever he was in Africa. Africa is a big place, I guess. You know, I'm pretty sure the Illuminati's there too, though. But they said, lay low. He should have laid low. That's what his cousin was saying. Doing local stand-up shows and refraining from returning to Hollywood and television. I don't know if that would have worked. Now, he would still be doing shows, then yeah, they definitely would have still found him. Got him from the audience. But anyway, I'm just trying to figure this out, people. But eventually he felt that he needed to talk, so he needed to tell his story to the world. So he went on to Oprah. And let's see. They say when you watch the Oprah interview, you can see that she was playing her Illuminati part and trying to portray him as someone who broke down from the fame. You're crazy. Buckled under the pressure. You're using drugs. Dave's body language looked like, I don't know, unconscious messages of a broken man. So that's what she was saying. You're a broken man. And his body looked like a body of a broken man. And clearly, he's conflicted at this point, wanting to return, to tell his story, possibly to get his show back. But at this time, confronted by the Illuminati devils everywhere he turned, trying to control his movements, his image, his story, his show, his show's content. But isn't that what they do to all of their stars? You know, the Nicki Minaj's, the Jay-Z's, the Beyonce's. Jay-Z, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Yeah. Kanye West, right? Then he get tired of that. Isn't that what he's complaining about? And fuck being cool, man. Try to control his image, his story. You know? I'm just telling y'all, man, what I see. I can point it out. I can take the puzzle pieces and I can put them together. And then I can show you the picture. Or I can give you the puzzle pieces and let you put them together and you can see the pieces. You know, according to this cousin, you know, and this cousin don't want to be named, of course. Be killed herself. But it was no longer after the Oprah, or not long after the Oprah interview that Dave-Chappelle was killed and cloned. Said they did it by luring him back to Hollywood. Executive office, right? Back to the big table. Talk to the big people about the Hollywood agenda. Offered by this, you know, offering him his show back. Full creative license, Dave. Sounds good, right? Too good to be true. Dave fell for it. And his love for that show and doing it probably did him in. That's what his cousin was saying. And his cousin said, I warned him. Don't do it. It's a trap. My uncle used to say that. Don't do it. Dave did it, though. He wanted to believe. And he promised his cousin that he would call right after the meeting. She said she never received that call. And still has not received that call. She said she tried hitting his cell shortly after the meeting. Someone else picked up. Stranger's voice. Told her Dave was not there. And hung up. She tried again. And the phone became disconnected. That's crazy, right? Now this is a story. An old story. A cold case. This story was told over half a year ago. I'm not talking about something that just happened yesterday, right? So y'all not finna run around and say, oh my God. No, this is old, right? His cousin believed that the Illuminati took Dave to an underground base, sampled his DNA, and murdered him. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm just reading it. And I'm just telling you that I'm looking at the pictures. I'm looking at Dave. I'm looking at the old pictures. And I'm just, man, there's something here. You can't tell me there's nothing here. And this story is so way out, Wow. So they say through something called organic robotoid cloning, they grew a new Dave in a matter of hours. I imagine it probably don't take hours now. Probably take a few minutes, right? With the advancement of technologies. This is almost a year ago. So they said they had this problem before where family members recognized the person coming home to them as not their loved ones. Oddly though, Putin's ex-wife testified the same thing a few years back. And since Dave's wife and kids were not fooled by the clone, they were killed and cloned as well. Man. It's crazy if you think about it, but crazy fits right in with this world that we live in. Now, when I look at, Kanye's West behavior, Martin Lawrence, and they just to name a few, right? You could say Dave Chappelle. There's so much going on, people. All I ask is that you just open your eyes and just take a look. This person's family is concerned, but then at the same time, it's hard to say anything, if the family, right? The kids and the wife, but were they cloned too? I guess we'll never know. Britney Spears, right? Miley Cyrus. I guess we'll never know. And they say Putin's wife was complaining about the same thing. I don't know. This is what the stories say. So I don't believe every story that I read, but I do tell you one thing. My story is, I look at Dave Chappelle and I see a difference. I look at Gucci Mane, I see a difference. Meek Mills look different. Nicki Minaj look different. It's just me saying that. I'm not personally involved with these people. I can only tell you what I see. Just like I see the scarecrow with a gun. Human cloning. Maybe we're looking at these people alternate versions. Who knows? Maybe it's not even cloning. Maybe it's two different worlds with two different versions of these people existing at the same time. Or maybe this is the old world and this is the new world version of this person. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it, but I will tell you one thing. We need to make sense of it because you can't keep presenting people in a completely different form and then expecting the world to accept it. And then the world, you have to stop accepting it. You have to stop accepting it. You got to say, Stephen A., you look different today. You got to say, Chris Tucker, how you get so big, so quick? What's going on, people? And how come y'all can't clone the person exactly like they are? Why do they have to be lighter? Why do Dwayne The Rock Johnson got to be lighter than Rocky Maivia? I don't know, man. This is so sick, so crazy. But it is what it is, though. And I guess we finna go on to call it a day. All these shows are fun. And I thank everybody for listening. And if you missed the show live, like most people do, you can catch us on Spreaker.com on demand. And also you can download the show, no cost to you. You can also catch us on YouTube, catch us on iHeartRadio, Firefox, catch our links on Twitter, Facebook. Man, you name it, we're everywhere. So there is no excuse. And don't keep us a secret. Feel free to retweet, share, tell the world. Dark Skies Podcast is right here. And we're here for you. So once again, thank you for listening. You hear that? That's the sounds of LA. Los Angeles Live. Coming to you. I'm your host, LC Grays. Got Mikey Nikes in the building. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we got the whole squad. Jennifer on the ones and twos. Jim helping out the sound levels. And like I said, we went deep into the night, and now it's early in the morning. And thank you for staying up with us. You've been listening to Dark Skies Podcast. Hey, keep your head up, Virginia, Carolinas, East Coast, and guess what? It's a beautiful day today. Every day is a blessing, folks. And I am so out. One love.